Lesson 7.3 is subtraction of positive and negative numbers. On the math message page of your math journal, you're going to use those counters again if you'd like to, and if you figured out another strategy, you can use your own strategy. The example shows that we have 3 negative counters and we add 6 positives to it. Okay, so they started off with their 3 negatives, and then you can see that they lined up their positives right underneath of it. That's really helpful for showing the ones that would cancel out. And then we can tell that there are 3 positives left over. So if we do that same thing, if we use that same strategy for number 1, you have 5 positive counters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to add 5 negative counters. So again, if I line those up underneath, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can tell very quickly that these are all going to cancel each other out because a positive and a negative would cancel each other. And so my balance for this one would be 0 because I don't have any positive or negative counters left over. Okay, so you'll try this the same strategy for number 2, and then there's another one down here that you will try as well for number 3. If we take a look at the next page, they've given you a balance here. So they're using kind of a picture now to show you these positive and negative counters, and you need to find the balance. So I have 13 positives and 5 negatives. I know that positives and negatives cancel each other out, so I've got my 5 negatives, we'll cancel out these 5 positives. Now how many positive counters am I left with? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or I could take my 13 and subtract the 5 that I crossed out, and I know that my answer is 8. Okay, the next step says if 4 negative counters are subtracted from the container, what is the new balance? So if I go back and take out 4 of these, pretend that they were never there. 3, 4. Now what would my new balance be? So now I only have 1 to cancel out this one over here. And so it's really 13 minus this 1 would give me 12 left. And if I wrote that as with a number model, I can put 13 plus a negative 1 equals 12. Or what I really did was 13 minus 1 equals 12. And we'll see what that looks like when we start subtracting negative numbers in the next page. Okay, if we take a look, we'll do one more together. I've got a balance of 13 positives and 5 negatives. Similar to number 1, I know that my original balance, I would take 5 off of each side and have positive 8. Remember, you can put the positive there if you'd like to, it doesn't matter. It's not really needed because we know that all numbers above 0 are positive. If 4 positive counters were added to my container, so if I had 4 more, which would make this 17, what is my new balance? So again, the 5 cancel each other out, but now instead of having 8 left over, I have these 4 extra ones, so I have 12. Okay, as a number model, I could say that I have 17 plus a negative 5, or if I wrote it as more of a subtraction problem, taking out these 5, 17 minus 5 equals 12. Okay, and you'll go on to do 3 and 4. These number models are going to lead into what we do next. So take a look at those as we flip the page. And do some subtraction problems. Okay, these are written kind of like that second number model I gave you. So we have 100 minus 45. But the directions are asking us to take the subtraction problem and make it into an addition problem. So what they did is, since they changed this symbol here, our operation, from a subtraction to an addition symbol, they took the negative 45 and put that inside parentheses. Okay, so if I were to do this for the next one, if I start with negative 100, and instead of subtracting now I add, instead of subtracting a positive 45, I'm going to add a negative 45. So if I change my operation, I also have to change whether this is positive or negative. Okay, and then I can use that